Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Jai Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita
Krishna
Gadadhar
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai Srila
Ram Ram
Prabhupada ki Jai
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone. Thanks for joining our weekly Friday satsang. So we'll have as usual Kirtan by Brajesh Govinda Prabhu and family.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad pranam.
Hare
Salve.
Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam Algo Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hope everyone is okay during this snow season. It's snowing every day here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ramshyam Prabhu, Dhanavad
Krishna
Pranam
Prabhuji,
Algo.
Dhanavad Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Jai.
বসো মিষ্টি আসো
We didn't understand that.
That was Bengali.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So meanwhile, okay, yeah, they're ready.
Hare Krishna.
নমঃ বিষ্ণুপাদায় কৃষ্ণপৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তিবেদান্তা স্বামিনিতি নামিনে
Krishna Prabhupada,
Krishna Bhutale Mate
Vedanta,
Vedanta
Swami
Hare
Harinam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Kirtan family ki jai.
Jai.
Wonderful Kirtan Mataji. Very nice.
Nice.
Thank you very much. So Hare Krishna, thanks again for joining this weekly satsang. There is a slight change today because His Grace Ajit Krishna Prabhu, he texted me saying he is busy in some other things, so he won't be able to take the class today. So instead of having our regular series, because we don't want to break this series, so let him do next week onwards, continue with the series. So I requested His Grace, he's here, Rasa Chaitanya Prabhu on the call. So I requested him to talk about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So he'll be talking general topics, and then we can have an interactive session along with question and answers at the end. So please welcome him for today's session, and we'll go. Prabhuji, it's your stage. You can until 8:45, and then we can have question answer session, and then after a couple of announcements, then we can take leave for today. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for accepting to take up this class today.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Welcome.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamelam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakatha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Titi Namine Namaste Saraswati Sri
Gaura Kishore.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Titi Namine Sri Varsabhanavi Devi Deitaya Kripabdhe Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhoye Namah Madhurya Premaja Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murte Dinatarine Sri Rupanuga Viruddha Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaur Kishoraya Sakchat Vairagya Murte Vipranambara Shamyode Padambhujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestam Nirdishta Gauravir Bhava Bhumestam Nirdishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhama Sri Jagannathayate Namaha Panchatatatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Saktikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Tvise Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुती देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So I have chosen one of my very favorite verses, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, and text is 28, the last one.
Text 21, Prabhu.
Chapter 17, text 28.
28. Okay.
Got it?
Yes, Prabhu.
So I don't know what is the system. I mean, should I chant first, like temple, like I have to chant and then everyone will repeat and then again I'll chant, something like that?
Yeah, you can chant. Normally kids chant slokas and we all repeat and then they read translation and
Okay.
then yeah, you can go.
So we'll do like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any kids want to volunteer or should I pick? Brinda, you are there? Come here, Brinda. We chant.
Ashradaya hatam dattam
Ashradaya hutam
Tam
tapastaptam kritam chayat
tapastaptam kritam chaya
asad ityu asad ityuchate partha
Asad
asad
ityuchyate
ityuchyate
partha
partha
achatat pritya no iha.
na
na
cha tat
chatat
no
iha.
Anyone as sacrifice charity or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and next.
Thank you, Brinda. So somebody else can quickly read the purport. It is a very small purport. And then Rasa Chaitanya Prabhu, you can go from there. Who wants to read? Who wants to volunteer to read the purport?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead.
Purport. Anything done without the transcendental objective, whether it be sacrifice, charity, or penance, is useless. Therefore, in this verse, it is declared that such activities are abominable. Everything should be done for the Supreme in Krishna consciousness. Without such faith and without the proper guidance, there can never be any fruit. In all the Vedic scriptures, faith is the supreme in the Supreme is advised. In the pursuit of all Vedic instructions, the ultimate goal is the understanding of Krishna. No one can obtain success without following this principle. Therefore, the best course is to work from the very beginning in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. That is the way to make everything successful. In the conditional state, people are attracted to worshipping demigods, ghosts, or yakshas like Kuvera. The mode of goodness is better than the modes of passion and ignorance, but one who takes directly to Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all three modes of material nature. Although there is a process of gradual elevation, if one, by the association of pure devotees, takes directly to Krishna consciousness, that is the best way. And that is recommended in this chapter. To achieve success in this way, one must first find the proper spiritual master and receive training under his direction. Then one can achieve faith in the Supreme. When that faith matures in course of time, it is called love of God. This love is the ultimate goal of the living entities. One should therefore take to Krishna consciousness directly. That is the message of this 17th chapter.
Kirtida.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, why this is very important for me? Because if there's no faith in Krishna, means we don't have faith in anything, especially Bhagavad Gita and all different scriptures. Study evening, I was listening to one lecture. Srila Prabhupada mentioned about Chaitanya Charitamrita. And in Bhagavatam also it's there that in the tree, in order to nourish whole tree, the root is there, and we have to supply water to the root of the tree, and in this way, whole tree is nourished. And in same terms, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about Chaitanya Charitamrita, that simply by doing bhakti, simply by satisfying Krishna, we can have all perfection. So many acharyas, so many devotees, they say this thing. And in the scriptures also it's there. But we see, like Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada started this society, before starting, Prabhupada didn't have anything. He didn't have money, he didn't have any manpower. And he had just faith in Krishna, that by simply if I work sincerely for Krishna, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 18th chapter, that if somebody tried to preach this message to the general mass of people, he can be the dearest. Nobody can be dearer like him for me. And Prabhupada had 100% faith. And with that faith, he started. And today we see so many temples, so many devotees. I don't know you all, how many of you have seen, but I have seen the opulence of Srila Prabhupada, being a long time in ISKCON. Like there was a Silver Jubilee program in Vrindavan when 25 years of Prabhupada disappearance happened. All big devotee, big swamis from all over India, they had come and they had participated. And since morning up to evening, there was a glorification of Srila Prabhupada. Once, yeah, I think same year, in a Vrindavan, in a ISKCON temple, 4 places. In a ISKCON temple, 4 places there was Abhishek of Srila Prabhupada. Yesterday, I was listening another lecture while cooking. It's so many times I have heard this lecture. He says, you give Krishna 10%. 10% you give to Krishna. Krishna will also give himself to you, 10%. So that is the faith. Unless we have faith, we can't come on that platform. So another chapter 9th, verses 3, Krishna says, Asraddhana Purusha Dharmasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartanti Mritu Sansar Vartmani. He said, those who doesn't have faith in me, in the process, after death, again and again, he has to go through 8,400,000 different species of life. And those who have faith, the great soul, those who have faith, and they are completely engaged without deviation, they are engaged in my service, they will come to me. So faith is the main thing. That's why this is a very favorite sloka for me. Of course, whole Bhagavad Gita, each and everything is very favorable. But this one is very, very important for me. So we should try to develop faith. We should try to how to have this faith, how we can develop faith. We are very lucky, we are very fortunate that we are in ISKCON, because the process Srila Prabhupada has given, rising early morning and then doing Mangalarti, chanting our japa, then reading scriptures and honoring prasadam, and whole day, whatever we are doing, the fruits of our labor, we should try to offer to Krishna. Then our life is wonderful. And in this way, we can get a faith. Narad Muni says in Narad Bhakti Sutra in one sloka, you see outside in the world, rarely anyone having faith in this process. Very few people are there. Very few. Why? But they are very busy. We also busy. If you go in Mayapur, it's my favorite place. That's why we try to be there. I can say Mayapur is non-different than Vaikuntha. And Vrindavan also. You enter in temple morning, 6 o'clock, and you come out from the temple 8:30 evening, and whole day try to be in a temple. You'll see it's a Vaikuntha. Why? When I used to be there, and whenever I'm there, my favorite time to be in a Mayapur ISKCON temple, 10 o'clock I go, and I sit down. And I see whoever is coming, outsider, inside, full-time devotee, brahmachari, sannyasi, grihastha, whoever, woman, man, small boy, old people, black, white, foreigner, Indian, everybody is having only one focus, Krishna. Somebody is carrying fruits, somebody is carrying the plate to offer, somebody is chanting, somebody is doing kirtan, somebody dancing, somebody is preparing arti plate, somebody is cooking, So the process Prabhupada has given, it's wonderful. And in this way, we can develop our faith. Yesterday evening, I was not yesterday. Yeah, day before yesterday, I was listening one lecture of Radhanand Maharaj. He was mentioning in one family he was visiting, and there was a girl. Maharaj asked, "What you are studying? What do you do?" And the girl, she replied, "I'm studying medical science, Guruji." Oh, so you are going to become doctor? Yes. So there was a book nearby, and the Maharaj opened, and then he was trying to read. He asked, "Is this your book?" And she says, "Yes, this is my book." Like this, I have so many books I have to complete, I have to remember. So Maharaj says, I couldn't understand any word of that. But such a huge book like that, so many books she has to study, and she has to become doctor. But then at last, what she's going to gain? At the time of retirement, everything is going to be lost. When she'll become old, she'll forget everything. So what do they use? But if she becomes doctor, and after becoming doctor, she dedicate her life for devotees, for the welfare of devotees, then her labor is 100% meaningful. So the process, so Maharaj was telling many Grihastha devotee, we are Grihastha, so he was mentioning, Radhanand Maharaj, that many Grihastha devotees, they have anxieties. How we can compete with sannyasi and renunciates? They are completely engaged. But in our case, we have a family responsibility. We have kids, we have a daughter, we have to think about their marriage. And so many things are there, so many different types of responsibilities are there. How will be sincere? Maharaj says, very simple thing. I was thrilled. Wow, wonderful. Because I'm going through this phase, being in America, family there. So most of the time I'm like that. And then I was thinking, wow, Krishna is so kind. Through Maharaj, I got answer. Maharaj says, it's simple. Whoever you are, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, the fruits of your labor, try to give to Krishna. It's very simple. We are here in America or India. Anything we are going to eat, first we cook. And while cooking, we are thinking, oh, we have to offer to Krishna. We offer to Krishna, and then we eat. That's wonderful. But the goal of life is just to serve Krishna, just to please Krishna. So whatever we are doing, there's no problem. Provided the center is Krishna. And with faith, we have to serve. If there's no faith, it's very difficult. So the process, same, rising early morning, chanting, and now association, yes. So Prabhupada says in this 9th chapter, faith is created by association of devotees. And we see, like in spiritual life, in our sampradaya, we see especially the first devotee is who? Narad Muni. So Narad Muni, how he became devotee? His mother was servant of, she was serving so many Bhakti Vedantists in the forest. And Narad Muni, being a small boy, he had an opportunity to honor the remnants of all those great sadhus. And in this way, he developed his faith and devotion to Krishna. And because of Narad Muni, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, so many, Parikshit Maharaj, Dasrath Ji, Janak Maharaj, so many people, they were inspired and they became devotee. And we see in the case of Srila Prabhupada, before 1965, also there was Hare Krishna and Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Vrindavan was there, Mayapur was there, but it was not that much famous. When Prabhupada came in this world, when he preached, you see so many devotees. It's like, we see what is called banyan tree. One small fruit goes in the earth, and when it gets favorable situation, favorable support, it grew up. And same banyan tree, it covers so much place. It's spread everywhere. So Srila Prabhupada, because of Srila Prabhupada, this whole gigantic ISKCON, so many wonderful Prabhupada disciples, and because of this, so many wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada, so many great, grand disciples. Like you see Radhe Shyam Prabhu, Revati Raman Prabhu, Madhu Pandit, So we can have faith, we can nourish our faith, we can develop our faith by association of devotees. And another thing Srila Prabhupada says, there are 3 types of devotees: first class, second class, third class. So first class devotee, he never deviate from this path and he never lose faith. His faith never shaken. So who that first class devotee? The first class devotee, he's having perfect knowledge from all the scriptures. Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's having enough knowledge. Second class person, he's in between. He's having little bit knowledge, not so much. And he's having faith that, Krishna Bhakti is the greatest. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and doing Bhakti is wonderful. If he tries further and if he tries to focus on gaining more and more knowledge from the scripture, then he will reach in a stage of first class and then he'll be safe. The third class person, he doesn't have faith, he doesn't have knowledge. So knowledge also required. We see Srila Prabhupada, in the case of Srila Prabhupada, somebody sent, I don't remember, I think Murli Prabhu sent me, his achievement within 12 years, how many books Srila Prabhupada written, how many places he went, 14 times he circumambulated this whole world, how many temples he opened. So we see practically he was like 24 hours he was engaged. And always, 24 hours he was speaking about Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada says, if you preach, so other people, they are going to be benefited, and you yourself is going to be advanced. So knowledge, that's the knowledge. We cultivate knowledge, we preach, and then we'll become advanced. So knowledge is also another major factor in developing our faith. And we see in our life, like I remember before coming here in Mayapur, I was preaching to a few students, and they were telling, what is the proof of Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita and this and that? I told there are so many, not just one, two, there are so many proofs. But the thing is, unless we are in this process, like Srila Prabhupada says, rascal, you don't have any qualification and you ask, where is a God? Can you show me God? What qualification you have got? Srila Prabhupada says like that. That's true. In our ISKCON, there are so many devotees, very, very wonderful devotees. I know. There is one devotee, Gopala Krishna Goswami disciples in Bombay, Juhu. He chants every day 64 rounds. He gets up 2 o'clock. But if you ask that, have you seen Krishna? Oh, it's not so easy. Unless Krishna, he bestows his mercy, we can't see him. So outsider people, they don't have any qualification. They're 100% sinful. So all types of sinful activity they're performing. And they have a question, can you show me God? No, it's not possible. So there are many proofs. It's my realization, like in the cooker, when you cook rice, how many rice are there? Suppose if you're cooking 2 kilogram rice, you can't count all 2 kilogram rice, right? So suppose you are cooking rice and you have to check whether all the rice are cooked or not. How many rice you have to take to check? Just one rice, right? Or 2 rice, or 3 rice, or 5 rice. But simply if you take one rice, single one rice, and if you check it's cooked, means all the rice are cooked, right? So I was telling these guys, you see, I don't know what you do since morning up to night, how you spend your time whole day, I don't know. But if you ask me, we have very wonderful program. We have to rise early morning, 1.5 hours before sunrise. We take a shower, and then we put clean cloth. We apply tilak, and then we put clean cloth. Then we have a Bangal Arti. Then we chant. So Krishna says, those who are my devotee, those who are trying to know me, they're seriously practicing this process, I reveal myself to them. But those who doesn't have faith, they don't want to know me. Yes. Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture, and there are many people that say there's no God. So God also says, okay, you can sleep. And those who want to know Krishna, Krishna gives them knowledge. Krishna helps them so that they can know. So I was telling these people, see, when we chant, we have so much nectar. We go through this type of nectar you can't get by watching movie, by eating any nice food stuff, by doing anything. You can't realize such nectar, the nectar we enjoy by chanting Krishna's name early morning, by seeing Krishna's divine, beautiful form. So these are the proof. And you see, Radha Govind Maharaj, in one lecture he says, once Maharaj was there in Varanasi, I think somewhere he mentioned, there was one Sanskrit professor, and talk started, and some other Chaitanya Mahaprabhu name came. So few people, they told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was not God. And this Sanskrit scholar, professor, he said, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme God. So other people, they asked how you can say. And Radha Govind Maharaj was also there, but he was not that time sannyasi. He was brahmachari or maybe a normal person. So Maharaj mentioned in his katha that this person told, you know what? Actually, I was listening Maharaj katha just maybe a few months ago. Amrish Charitra katha I was listening by Radha Govind Maharaj. In that katha, Maharaj mentioned that this professor says, you know what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of his associate, one of his devotee, he wrote Vyakran, grammar, Bengali grammar or some grammar, Sanskrit grammar, something. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also written. So he says, it was they were riding in the boat, and in the middle of this Ganges, this devotee says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have written this Vyakran book. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, oh really? Yes. Can I see? No, you don't have to see, because the Vyakaran you have written, mine is nothing in comparison to yours one. Mine is very insignificant. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no. And he took his own, his grammar, and he thrown in the Ganges. And he said, no, mine was useless. Yours one is glorious. It's exalted. So this professor was telling, this quality you cannot find in a human being. It's only in a God. So that proves that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not simple ordinary person. He is a supreme God. So in that terms, Maharaj Maharaj was telling, in the terms of Amrish Maharaj and Durvasha Muni. When Durvasha Muni went to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu says, if you want to get rid of this Sudarshan Chakra's wrath, there is only one means. What? You have to go and you have to fall down to the lotus feet of Amrish Maharaj. Only he can do that. Nobody else. Even I can't do. He comes back and he falls down, and then he says, please forgive me. Then Amrish Maharaj says, what? You are a greatest of all great Brahmin. You are Vaishnava. If I have done any past activity, or in my whole family tradition, any whatever past activity you have done, I'm giving you everything. And I'm praying to Vishnu to save you, protect you. Then Durvasa Muni says, I have heard enough about you. But I can see right now how exalted Vaishnavas are there. Vaishnavas are so exalted. You see, I was trying to destroy you. And now you are praying to Lord, and you are trying to offer me all the past activities result from your all family tradition. So this is another proof. Like Krishna says in 9th chapter, 16th chapter, divine and demoniac. It's practical. In this age we see it's really 100% practical. Whatever Krishna says, it's 100% true. Those who are not devotee, the goal of their life is to gratify senses. That's all. And those who are devotee, the goal of their life is to serve Krishna. All their senses. With all senses and with all intelligence, with whole body, with whole energy. So there are many proofs. I was telling to these people, and I think I was discussing with you also the other day, that if somebody comes out from the lake or river, and there is another person, he's there and he's having doubt, he thinks, oh, in this river, there could be only 10 feet water. The guy comes out, and the person who's just standing, he asks, how much water is there? He says, 10 feet. No, he says 200 feet. The guy who's just standing on the bank, he says, no, it can't be more than 10 feet. You are lying. Now, what is the how he can find out how much water is there? He has to go and he has to take a deep. So similarly, nowadays it's a Kali Yuga, and in this age, all young generation, they say, oh, Ramayana is myth, Bhagavatam is myth, Krishna is myth, it's all man-made thing. No, it's all 100% true. The requirement is faith. So faith will get by this process, what we are doing. Chanting, rising early morning, listening through the mouth of realized soul, Krishna Katha. So in this way, we can get our faith, we can develop our faith. So I was telling to these people, that like I give an example of this cooker and rice. That if one rice is cooked, means all the rice are cooked. Similarly, if any single thing about Krishna in our life, if we realize, yeah, this is 100% true, means everything is truth. Everything is 100% meaningful. There's no doubt. When we chant, we get ecstasy. This is true, right? It's very difficult to follow 4 rules and regulations, especially food. Outside people, like I was staying with the guys here, and he used to put, I don't know, so much garlic, so much onion. He can't eat without that. and I was dying. So all the devotees, they cook their prasadam without garlic onion. Are they dying? No, they're enjoying actually. So this is also another proof. Whereas early morning, this for karmi people it's very tough, but for devotee it's like the devotee, they wait every day. They are waiting when there'll be early morning so that I'll take bath and I'll do worship of Radha Krishna, because that moment they enjoy the life. So this is another proof. We are not taking any intoxication. We are not eating any meat. It's kind of austerity, and Krishna says that this process, if you do, it's very joyful. This is true. For outsider, it seems like, oh, it's tough. Nobody can do that, but we are doing. So this is another proof. When we read, Krishna book or Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, we have romancha, right? Our hair stand on the end. So this is another proof, right? I remember where Bayasaki Prabhu, our senior singer in ISKCON, the first singer in ISKCON, Bayasaki Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple. Once somebody asked him, "You travel whole world, Prabhu. Tell us something about your realization." You know what he told? So many gurus, they fall down. So many devotees, they left ISKCON. So many things happen in ISKCON. But one very wonderful thing I see. What is that? For last 40 years, I have been traveling in a whole world. Wherever I go, whomever I meet, everybody is having so much love and respect for Srila Prabhupada. That is not changed. So this is another proof of bhakti. That those who are genuine devotees, they are so attractive. We can't deny them. We can't refuse them. We can't reject them. We can't have negative feelings for them, because they are a lover of Krishna. So anything related with the Krishna, that is so ecstatic. So these are the proof. But there are many things I want to share. A few things like food. We are not Paramahansa. We are living in this world, and it's very difficult to save ourselves from this food problem, like eating from outside, buying biscuits and this and that. No, this thing will shake our faith. Food is major. So there are so many things we have to strictly, if we try to develop our faith, if we try to preserve our faith in Krishna, so many things we have to do, especially food. Like other day, that great, wonderful, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu was mentioning about Vaishnava offenses. Yes. 3 days ago, I was reading Bhagavatam about Ajamil. Ajamil was so sinful. He was not like us. We can't compare Ajamil with us. He was very, very sinful. But what great qualification he had, so that he could see Vishnu Duta. He chanted only 3 times Narayan, Narayan without offenses. Without offenses. And that's why he went back to Godhead. So, if we keep on chanting and keep on committing Vaishnava offenses, big problem. We have to honor all the devotees. In our life, whoever has done anything, when I pay obeisances morning time, when I do Anshakalpataru every day, my enemy also. Those who have done something bad, I feel, who am I? He's chanting Krishna's name, he's putting tilak, he's following four rules and regulations. So for the sake of all those things, I must pay respect to him. If he did something to me, he's not condemned, or he's not like lowest of the low, no. So we have to think in this way. And in this world, anything, everything is related to Krishna. Without Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in this world, nothing is moving, non-moving. Nothing is there without me. Everything is existing because of me. So now devotees who are chanting 16 rounds, and he's seriously practicing, and something happened between me. No, we can't condemn. So we have to be very, very careful that the gift we have got, this is not ordinary thing. Like many people, I'm sorry to say, but among devotees also there are many devotees kind of sahajiya. Sahajiya means they don't take this thing very seriously, that the thing we have got, the wealth we have got, this is very rare gift we have got. Even Trump and Obama and all these big people, all these rich people, or Mukesh Ambani and all these big people, they don't have this such gift. They have so much wealth. It's all junk. But the gift we have got, chanting Krishna's holy name, the process, we should try to preserve it. But if you don't have faith, it will go away. It will go away. So we should try to listen all great devotees' katha about Krishna, and we should pray to Krishna. Then our faith will be restored. Thank you. If I've spoken something wrong, please forgive me. And any question or comment?
So it's wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences and also knowledge and the deep-rooted faith, which is very essential in Krishna consciousness.
Yep.
So that's the basic. It is also said that Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha.
Yes, that I was supposed to tell, but I forgot.
Yeah, so that everything starts with Shraddha,
Yep.
faith.
Yep.
Even in material world, forget about spiritual world. Even in material world, we all came from India to US, right? So we had a faith that once we board the flight, it is going to take us to US. So
Yep.
mere faith. And after coming here, we had a faith that we'll get a job, or we are into a job, we'll get salary. So everything runs off faith, whether
Yep.
material or spiritual, doesn't matter. So it is a faith. So if we strengthen our spiritual faith, we'll advance spiritually. Strengthen our material faith, we'll advance materially. So that is basically faith, as you said, faith is very, very important. Very nicely explained. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself. Questions or comment, you can share your reflections also. So Narasimha Prabhu has raised his hand. You can unmute, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji mentioned about Prabhupada and his mercy on all of us. It just reminded me of one quote that I wanted to share, that once his disciples, they asked him, Srila Prabhupada, we were living in the West, and we did not know anything about Krishna consciousness. Then how did we get the faith, and how did all this happen? So Prabhupada said that he created the faith in them. So it's that by the mercy of the pure devotee, anything can happen, and if we put faith in their words, then Krishna will definitely show his mercy on us. Hare Krishna.
No, in one purpose, Srila Prabhupada says, if there is a very sinful person, I have seen with my own eyes in New Vrindavan, I'll tell you. Prabhupada says, if there is a genuine devotee, genuine, real devotee, and he meets with some sinful person, the most sinful, just opposite of this genuine devotee, Krishna, being a supreme Paramatma within the heart of this great soul and this sinful non-devotee, same Paramatma is there. So when this pure devotee speaks something to this sinful people, a sinful person, great Paramatma give inspiration, inspired him. Surrender to this person, surrender to this person. And same time, he gives inspiration to this great person also. Try to, sincerely try to elevate him. But if there is no genuine person, and he meets, that's why Prabhupada says, or Sanatana Goswami said, unless the person is a Vaishnava, don't listen to him. Your mind, everything will be contaminated. You lose Krishna Bhakti. So that was the thing. That's why Srila Prabhupada, wherever he went, whomever he met, they become devotee. So that's the thing.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hari Hari.
Anyone else?
Nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Wonderful session. It's a really nectarian. So with the Shraddha, it starts with the Komal Shraddha. So that is the beginning. So there from everything begins, and the association with the devotees. So Prabhuji nicely, covered every point. Wonderful, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So anyone else? So as you said, Prabhu, the most important thing is the sadhana, what we do. And that sadhana will be strengthened only by association at this time, because we are all not pandits, like just by reading books we cannot understand, or we may misunderstand. So association is extremely important. So to strengthen our sadhana means the regulative principles, and then all the vidhi marg, all the rules and regulations, whatever is prescribed in the scriptures, if we follow strictly and with determination, that is when we advance. So we tend to follow those things. The more we talk about those things, we tend to follow more about. So it's recommended that everyone should talk about these things, whomever you meet. And with devotees, we have to keep continuously talking about these things, then we can advance. That is what my small reflection.
I say, one thing I like to share. Since it's a COVID-19 and everybody is working from home, and most of people, they're at home in seclusion kind of. What I do, and I feel that I'm safe. Two things. Chant as much as possible, and listen to Srila Prabhupada lecture as much as possible. So I bought in Mayapur, maybe 8-9 years ago, I bought all the lecture archives of Srila Prabhupada, MP3. And I put in a computer, and then I transfer all in a, what's called memory card. And I have two phones, one for normal use, another phone only for Prabhupada lectures. So it's there. And anywhere I go, I don't need Wi-Fi or data. So wherever I'm there, that is my real property. And so many wonderful lectures. There are some lectures which I listen every day. And so many new lectures also I listen. So that will strengthen your faith and bhakti. Nowadays, there is no program, there is no class. We can't go to temple. There is no weekly satsang or nothing. So how to have, by, what is it called? Amrinder Prabhu and Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, once in a week they are doing this katha, wonderful. But the Prabhupada, the main person is Prabhupada. His faith, his devotion to Krishna, the depth of his understanding. Of course, the grand disciples and Prabhupada disciples, they are there, wonderful. But Prabhupada, we must listen. We must listen to Prabhupada. You can listen to your Guru Maharaj, you can listen all these grand disciples. But Prabhupada lecture, you must listen one or two lectures, at least one or two lectures every day. Yeah. That I try to do, and that benefit me. And I feel that I'm okay. Not okay, 100%. We are not like, Paramahansa stage, but at least we feel safe.
Thank you, Prabhu. That is, you start saying, Prabhu. There was disturbance.
Rati Priya Mata is trying to talk, but she has an audio problem.
No, not audio. Not audio problem. So actually, like somehow Udja just quickly well. So I guess that was the problem. Like sorry once again. Sorry.
Mata, you can ask.
So
Yeah.
also, actually, I just wanted to say that thank you so much. It was an excellent class, and I could literally sense
Your voice is breaking. Mata.
like your years that you have spent doing devotion. I could literally, sense all that, all those years that we spent. I could literally sense that in your class, and I really, really like the class. And I wanted to share this that I actually have a friend. You're talking about faith. So I actually have a friend who is like she's been a devotee ever since she was a child. I didn't even know this actually. Though she's my close friend, she only told me because she got to know that I'm in ISKCON, and that's how she told me. But she's been a devotee ever since she was a child. But she didn't follow anything like maybe I don't know if she ate non-veg or not, but she did not follow. But she was a devotee, as in she had a lot of faith and love for Krishna ever since she was a child, and through ISKCON. And eventually, as she grew up, she used to chant and she used to read Bhagavad Gita. And finally, like it was her desire that she would become, one of those beauty pageants like Miss World or Miss Universe or whatever. And somehow she went on sailing. And slowly, like, though she went on sailing, she did not give up hope. And she just continued to chant and read Bhagavad Gita. And ultimately, Krishna fulfilled her desire and she actually became Miss America, and whatever her desires were related to fame and beauty pageant or whatever was actually fulfilled. But after that, somehow she had to go through a lot of disaster. Like she got married and somehow the husband had an extramarital affair, and then she walked out of that. Then after that, she found someone else that also was an abusive relationship. And then she had 3 kids. And somehow all 3 of her kids got taken away by law in America. And it just happened in an unfair way. It's not like she abused them or anything, but unfairly, her kids were taken away from her. But the amazing part here is that everything that she's been through, she's continuously chanting and reading Bhagavad Gita, and she's actually distributing Srila Prabhupada's books everywhere. Whoever she meets, wherever she goes, she tells everyone that the only way you can achieve anything in your life is through Bhagavad Gita. And she's, in one sense preaching, in one sense doing book distribution. And somehow, like, it is so miraculous. Our person is so miraculous that actually she has been, it is called alienated. Like, she's not supposed to meet her children at all, like for the rest of her life and for the rest of their life. But she's so much craving to meet her children that she was constantly praying to Yashodama that do something, because by law she cannot meet them. Somehow, by the Lord's mercy, the husband who has the children, he somehow agreed. He never agreed, but somehow he agreed, and she actually got to meet her children. And initially the plan was to meet them only for half an hour, but she literally got to spend the whole day with them, and her heart was like so filled. So she texted me and she told me that see, Yashodama granted my prayer. So I just wanted to share this with you, Prabhu, because I just felt that faith can actually help in so many ways. So I just wanted to share her story with you. And also the other thing, Prabhu, that you said that with ISKCON, like so many things happen in ISKCON, and so many people leave, so many people do so many things that they should not be doing, and it can actually get very discouraging. And yes, like no matter what, the world has not lost respect for Srila Prabhupada. And the second thing is, ISKCON has not stopped growing. Even in this COVID situation, I see so many bhakti rickshaws multiplying offline. I see devotees preaching online, and I see so many devotees, so many people taking the Krishna consciousness online. So somehow, despite everything, the process is growing and it's all taken care of. So I just wanted to share this. Thank you so much.
Hare.
Your class listens to Mayapur and also Mukti Bhakti people. Thank you so much.
Hare Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Vatsala Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hello?
Hare Hare Mataji.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, the first thing that you said was everything starts with faith. I think if we don't have the faith, the seed for everything, the starting point, no matter what happens in our life, Krishna is always within your heart. I think I have seen that kind of faith in so many difficult situations, so many, trying times. As long as you have faith and keep on going, and also what you said about reading one or two, audio, books, or, nowadays you can get everything in YouTube. So even if you can read one or two, books or whatever, the lectures you can hear on YouTube. And now thanks to Krishna, because we cannot go to temple because of Mukta Sangha Prabhu and so many other people, we can listen to so many lectures. We are also benefiting by that. But when you are starting with the faith, that really brought some kind of basic thing in our life. Because I have so much of faith in Krishna, when I talk to other people also, some of my friends who they are like they believe too much in demigods and something they have, but now they started listening to Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita lectures and things like that. We always discuss that. And what you said from the beginning, in my life at least, faith contributes a lot. Because without faith, I always pray to Krishna, give me energy to shovel my snow. That is one thing. It is so much of snow here, and every part of the life, anything that you start with, when you have the greatest faith, I think you can always see things come around and help you out in life. So thank you for starting that, and thank you for quoting different things from different examples from your life, what you have realized. Thank you very much.
No, I like to say one more thing. See, three things are there: we ourselves, our knowledge, and Krishna and Guru. If we don't read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, if we don't listen Guru again and again, then what we think, oh, my knowledge, according to my knowledge, I'll be happy. By the help of my knowledge, I'll be happy in future, at present, and I can improve my past also if I've done something wrong. Me. But Krishna said that no. Whatever knowledge I have given, you have to go through that. You have to apply those knowledge in your life, implicate, and then you'll be benefited. So that's why you have to regularly, the way we are breathing, the moment we stop breathing, we are dead. So similarly, on regular basis, always we have to try to stick to the instances of Gita, what Krishna says. Like there are many devotees, they get angry. But Krishna says, this greed, anger, and lust, these three things are the doorway to the hell. But if we don't know, then we think, okay, it's okay. Again, Krishna says, a divine person and demoniac person. Demoniac person, what is his quality? He's angry, harsh, ignorant. And devotee is very peaceful, like Rishabdev Maharaj, Rishabdev Bhagwan actually. He says to his sons that those who are devotee, those who are Mahatma, they are very peaceful. They never get angry and they never behave in any abominable way. So we have to know all these things. If we don't know all these things, then we'll get angry and we think, oh, we'll feel proud. Oh, you see my anger, or so that's why that's why we should try to read as much as possible. We should try to listen much more. So that's the thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So anyone else wants to share before we end this call? Okay, again, thank you very much, Rasa Chaitanya Prabhu, to step in today.
Thank you so much for you. You engage me.
Yeah. As I told that Ajit Krishna Prabhu unexpectedly he had to drop out because he got something else to do. So that's why we didn't want it to discontinue the series of what he's taking, chapter 2. So he'll continue from next week onwards. So I had requested Chaitanya Prabhu to pitch in, and he did. Thank you very much again, Prabhu. So we will end here, but before ending, I'll have small announcements. Tomorrow, as usual, we have at 7:30 Adigadadar Prabhu class. So please join. I'll send you the Zoom credentials. It's different credentials. And Sunday is Pauganda Pravachan. This Sunday, kids program. So kids who are enthusiastic kids, they preach, they talk about Vedic subject matter. So this is opportunity. It happens once in 2 weeks, every Sunday, every other Sunday at 10 a.m. So please join. It's the same credentials. Pauganda Pravachan. This week it will be from Her Grace Radhika. She is from Florida. Okay, Tampa. So please join and encourage other kids also. So that is on Sunday at 10 a.m. Same credentials. And coming Thursday is Nityananda Trayodashi. It's a great festival for us to celebrate. So just mark your calendar. That is Nityananda Trayodashi. You have to fast until noon, and then the celebrations will be there at the temple also. So please participate. We'll take a leave now. So if no one has anything else to share, then we'll end the call here. Okay. Thank you very much. Vanchakalparabhyascha kripa sindhubhyevascha panditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Sankirtana ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrindi ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.